All right. What are we looking at here? All right, so we clearly have our high volume node right here that we have pushed above. We were looking to see if maybe we could have some compression down towards this area, a little pullback before we springboard higher, okay, up to here. We did sort of get that yesterday and overnight. We did get that, the compressed right here. Look at the anchored VWAP from the reversal point from regular trading hours. We are close to it. I would expect this to be a protected low. This could be the lower high or the higher low. All right, if we want to dip into here and make our way lower here and get closer to that anchored VWAP, I can see that happening. A lot of people think because we broke out of this area here, we are looking for bullish prices. I would be wary about buying this as the accumulation before the push higher. The ad is a little lethargic, but yesterday we opened up at about the same area, 700, and continued a trend day higher. So have to understand that. What would get me interested in a long is if we were to break below this. Excuse me, if we were to hold this and continue finding value higher, I would be interested in longs. I'm in a field there. All right, so CPI at 830. We did break the anchored VWAP from that point there. I'm in a field of dandelions, wishing on everyone that you would be mine. Be interested in songs. We are holding this area right here. Do I want to take the buy at this point? Not really. There's so many people chasing longs at this point. My EMA. All right, why do I like this short right here? There are so many people looking at this to be the consolidation retracement. I think that we can get to this area down here closer to the anchored VWAP. If we were bullish, this level should have held. Right now, we're developing volume in this area right here. I like this trade a lot, actually. Not a lot on the ad. We can see this area right here getting broken. Okay, so let's back up just a smidge, right? So from this high volume area, high volume node right here, we broke above it. All right, remember this is the purple. We ended up pushing above it yesterday at this point here and using it as pretty much a break and retest level, a pullback area, coming up to the point of control that had been untested. There is another high volume area right there, as you can see, that we rejected from. Let me go ahead and switch this over to the NinjaTrader. Currently have the short on right now from the low volume node on the intraday. Now this is not an area where we're looking for a pullback to go long here. All right, so my level is going to be right at about 6772. This pullback is fine. Yeah, 6772 is where I like. We have this protected high here. This area is not a low, it's that high volume node with the anchored VWAP that had our reversal from the regular trading hours, not from electronic trading hours. So we did add one on that pullback there. We're adding more. I really like, this is what I like here. The internal break and retest of this structure here. All right. So I would hope that this high stays protected, but understanding that it doesn't have to be. Really, this is the protected high. We can make this 5. So really, that's our protected high right there. Want to see this break and retest area hold. Respecting value area low at this point. Just a flush down to, yeah, really, I think I expect we could get closer. I'm definitely taking, 4 off at 778. 778. Really want to see that push there. Getting it. 4 is coming off at 778. I'm working on holding my trades a little bit longer than I have been doing. Getting that flush. All right. So we're buying 3 right there. We're taking 3 off there. We'll take another 2 off at 777. Just want to see that push lower. I really want to see the step up. I don't think that this level will hold. Really want to get close to 770, 772, really. 772 is where I think we could get from this move. Positioned myself good. 772, come on, at least 778. I really want to stop closing my trades early, even though right now are getting that flush there. Big retracement. That's what I did not want to hold through. I wanted to get a lot off before that. Really want to stop closing my trades early. See 778 here. $780, matter of fact, we're going out at 780. Pretty low volume node there. Really on the higher time frame. Would not expect this to be a reversal point. Anything's possible, however. 781, we hit 780. There we go, 780. I did not mean to close, so that sucks really bad. I meant to hold this down to 772. Oh man. That sucks. 440 on all the accounts though. I really did not mean to hit close right there. All right, so while we're watching this, I want to break down what just occurred, why I was looking for a short in this area, and why this was an A++ setup. Even though I did not hold it to where I wanted it to, as you can see here, 440 on every single account. Let's take this over to here, and if we're looking for 1 to 3, very frustrating. We got a lot of a fill up right about there. Yeah, 1 to 3 would be right at 772. This is what the actual, trade we should have held all the way through towards. Probably get a flush down right there. Anyway, so when we're looking at this, higher time frame, I've been over this a billion times. We have our high volume node, okay, right here at this area. Where'd it go? There we go. High volume node. We had pushed below it and recovered from there, okay? So at this point here, we're bullish until proven otherwise, and we make our move up, and we had gotten long yesterday in this area here, expecting a consolidated balance day. We ended up getting a trend day. I wasn't part of it because I had closed my positions. We were targeting this VPOC here that's not showing on the chart. This right here had not been traded towards. Remember, that's 330. Wanted to make our way up to there. And we also had another high volume node, right? That could cause some selling pressure. Right there, you can see huge high volume node. So we rejected from there. That's where we're at today. Understanding that we can have some sort of, if we want to continue bullish, some sort of pullback, right, in this area to go longer to make our way up towards here, okay? Why was I short in the moment that I was? And you can see we're getting a bit of a reversal right here. If buyers wanted to step up, and I said it, I don't know what the timestamp was, but if buyers wanted to step up, and I was thinking we'd get closer more to 772. We did not. We first opened here and traded volume up to here. We made a push up at this point here. Big volume wick right there. Holy. Guess it doesn't show on market replay. I'd want to see us make our way down to this area down here before seeing the push up. I mean, we can see the point of control from yesterday. I don't think that we're going to tap that. That's a little pullback to get closer to my 772 level. Let's see the execution on that trade now. So as you can see here in this area, when we watched the low volume on TradingView, we created low volume and pushed below it. We were entering on the break of the 9 EMA. As we continue to push lower in our favor, we're adding to the winner. And on this pullback here with the internal break, we did see sellers step up with this wick and we continued adding, getting out of our position at our 780 level, which was a little bit of a low volume node. So ideally, if I didn't hit the close button, where is my, and I close it at about 444 for every single account. Let me turn this back on. Close it at about 444 for every account right here. So in hindsight, obviously, I'm glad that I had done that, but we could continue to chop and get a flush down to our 772 level. That's really where I want to look to take longs if we were going to continue higher from here. We could have a range day, right, and continue as we're moving back to VWAP right now. So probably will be done for the day. I will set an alert at 773 and see if we want to make our way down there. Um, if you take a look at the ad right now, another confirmation why we wanted to go short was when we had broken these lows at this point, we were going to continue to flush. Not a trend day lower, but we would continue to flush. And this, I would assume, would stay unfilled if we were to make it higher. Clearly bouncing off of the point of control from the, way higher time frame. Yeah, so this red right here, we're really gonna have to break through that point of control. Um, just on the other monitor. Really gonna have to get through that point of control right there. Um, Not a big fan, of longs at this point, unless we break through this area here. We see the ad declining. This is totally deja vu of yesterday. So I don't trust it. Yesterday we had this exact setup. We reverted back to the VWAP here. If you take a look, reverted back to VWAP, continued lower, and then pushed higher. My ideal buying area is right here. And why is this my ideal buying area? From the reversal point, from regular trading hours, okay, if I were to hop over to electronic trading hours, our anchored would be set to here, okay? And while we are at it, I'm not a big fan of that. I would more likely want a dip a little bit lower down to here. Get that push up. Just a little more compression from this chart here to get us up, especially due to the fact that yesterday we had this exact move. And I don't know, it's definitely tempting. Buyers did step up. If they step up from this area here, if we can get a pullback, there we go at 10 a.m. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. I was bullish today. That's a big move. Yeah. So maybe anchoring it from that VWAP. I mean, from the regular trading hours or electronic. Blah. 5 days getting flat to rising. I really would want to get closer here, even though this could be the higher low. I want us to get to this area. Really want to go long. Obviously, the pullback, we need to be watching this. even if we were to get a move up here to break this high, it's not really what I'm looking for. I want this area to get really tight here, really tight. Getting smacked down by this high volume node, of course. That's why you can't have FOMO. Definitely not FOMOing into that, even though we had a lot of volume. This area here could be the propellant. Definitely not taking shorts yet. I still like shorts here. I don't imagine this would be a protected low. If anything, we're still going to dip into this area here. If we take a look at the tick chart right here, what are we looking at? We have the point of control from yesterday at 6829. I really like this as a fade. Got crazy on the tick, 700. So what would be the confirmation on the short? The confirmation would be definitely on the tick chart. Please load. Still no closure below the 9 EMA. We would want to see a return up to this area here. We got our hold here. Definitely somewhere up in this 6806 level. Right up here, if we can get a smackdown. This can hold. We're going to move this over. Really, I'm a fan of this. I don't know why my drawing won't extend over there. Definitely don't want to preemptively short this above the 9 EMA. I like this down to the 6772 area. Gonna need to flush below 67925. 679.200. This low volume, if we're bullish, we'll tap into this, continue higher. There we go. There's that push. Not chasing the high volume candle. This push here, straight up into. So we need to follow through below 7920 here. Buyers cannot show their hand right there, or I will cut this thing. There we go. Buyers did step up. I don't know if they can hold it. Obviously, we're going to get a hammer wick. The protected high is definitely this one. The closure below the 9 here. I really want that push down to 6772. Not adding anything on this pullback here. There's really no lower, higher low at this point. So this could be a really good trade. I'm just not going to oversize. I don't want to see negative 200 get pushed above on the ad. Even though it's possible. Come on, give me that 6772 area. There we go. The follow through here. Big push. About 600 on all the accounts. I really want to hold this thing down to 6772. There is no higher low in any of this right here. If we were to get a higher low, it would be come from this low down at this area here to give us that higher time frame. If we take a look at TradingView right now, I really like this. The fact that the buyers couldn't hold below this low volume area here, understanding that the sellers are now stepping in right now to flush this down closer to 772, closer to that anchored VWAP area. There's that next push. We can remove some of this. No buyers in that low volume area. Continuing the 9 EMA trend. Still no lower high or higher low. We are in a good position. Tick never, or ad never broke that high. Definitely not adding anything right here. So this was the area I was looking at as potential resistance, but understanding that we could get the pop above here to fake out any of them. I was gonna hold through it, and we still could get that. I like this right here. This little fake above the 9 EMA. I like that fake there as more confirmation. I wouldn't step my stop. I wouldn't move my stop to this point. Um, just no buyers stepping in whatsoever on that low volume node. That was the only thing we were worried about. Um, Still no higher low. whatsoever. Keep my stop where it is. Look for that $400 flush. I mean, we have to stay true to the fact that this is our protected high. And it came from the break and the retest on the tick, not from this area here. This is a fake area. I would almost expect, you can expect a fake out above this area here, but you risk missing the move if we are heavily bearish. Buyers may want to defend this. So it probably would be smart to just take this trade off and wait for the pop up here. However, I've been playing it extremely safe, knowing that yeah, so I really don't trust these highs. Anybody caught in the breakout here? Something's telling me to close the trade, but something told me yesterday as well. And if I would have held, I gave up about 300 yesterday. If I give up 400 right now, those things add up. So I do want to work on trusting my instinct and letting this roll back up to this area here. That ad is going up. As long as we stay below these highs at negative 200. I mean, we got pinned there. Get these buyers to give up in this low volume area, maybe. I do like this consolidation here. There's that push. See, this is what you miss out on if you're closing the trade. Get that aggressive push. We're definitely getting out. Yeah, we're getting out at 772. We're gonna practice some discipline here and holding through, even when everything in your body is telling you to close the trade. A lot of movement in these candles. Two fake outs above the 9 EMA. VWAP looking like holding VWAP. It's more of a push here. Really want to see a closure below this area and send this thing. I would hate to see another wick just to pull up to this area. There we go. Working on holding our 1 to 3s. We entered here, our stop is here. 1 to 3 is a lot lower. About 700 on all accounts right now. Really want to get to that 772. Go. You know, if this candle is equal or more, it's about double the profit. So I don't want to close 2 right now. Very, very strong conviction. We send this thing to 772 without a pullback right here. Tick is so extreme. Tick is so extreme. Minus 700 right now. $800 on all accounts. Here we go. Is that push? Let's go. Anyone trying to pick a bottom right now? Bought 2. Right down to 772. We're going to leave 1 runner here. 900 on all accounts. Get me below 772. Below 5-day moving average. We're going to work on holding runners. This is going to be a exercise on holding runners. Don't care about that 100. We are working on discipline here. And this could be a balanced day. Straight back up into value, though. I don't know if we're going to have a big reversal day. Really think we could get down. Why am I picking 772? Because this would be our higher low. So I am out right there. It makes complete sense to get out at that level. We're about 875 on all accounts. Now, if we were looking for longs, okay, this is the area to do it. This is the area to do it. This was our bias to make our way closer to the anchored VWAP right here. Buyers try to step in here. We understood at this point when we made the wick and we failed to push higher that sellers had stepped in at this point. There's that flush to 772. Exactly. Look at that. Straight down below 772. All right, now we are at the anchored VWAP. At anchored VWAP. So let's see if this now becomes our higher low. What would we need to see this as the higher low? We would first need to get through this. We compressed enough. I like this a lot. I really do. We're at a high volume node and we are still crushing lower. I mean, that's the perfect exit. Let's see these. That's just beautiful right there. That's beautiful. Adding in, adding in, adding in, getting out, adding, adding, getting out. 772. Understanding we'll probably get that flush below 772. Still at a higher low at this point. This is going to be our higher low at VWAP. What would we need to see here? First, we'd have to get through this area. Working on confirmation here. Have a higher low on the ad. Big buyers stepping up here. Right at the anchored VWAP, right where we wanted to see it. And I would not be opposed at buying at this level here. Yeah, we're gonna have to get over. We did get over. I'm fine with buying one here. I really like this area. We can get some sort of higher low. Double bottom there. Really like this. Really like the double bottom. Look at that. Look at that double bottom on anchored VWAP. Perfect double bottom here. Really want to see us get above that 778 level. Go. I'm adding, taking this straight up to VWAP. Right to 792. Buyers broke through. Low volume. Sitting at 930 on each account. Takes them off at this high right here. Such an unprotected high. I really like this trade here. This would be like a crazy swing trade. Almost at 1K on all accounts. Really want to take 5 off at this high. Come on, give me that high. Went in super heavy on that break above low volume. Double bottom, anchored VWAP, broke low volume. And we are taking off. I really want that push above that high right there. This is the accumulation that I like. Come on, give me that. Matter of fact, we are up so much, we're going to take 6 off above here. Even though I really want to work on holding my trades longer. 6 off there. Up 1,100 on all the accounts. Really want to see how we react to VWAP. Getting close to it. Anybody looking at this over here? Oh, I did not know I had my camera off. Anybody looking at this VWAP right here is expecting us to come trend day. Let's look at those accounts, 1,200. If we can get through New York VWAP, we could potentially see prices up to 685 and above. I mean, that was a perfect anchored VWAP trade from regular trading hours, making our higher low. Perfect execution. Selling towards that level, understanding we're not going to gap and go. Fading the high volatility news, whatever that was. Perfect. Right up to the anchored VWAP of the news and the day. Taking some off of that unprotected high there. I mean, just perfect execution, bro. Oh, man. So this becomes protected low. can get it on there. This is our protected low. I want to see 6791. We're going to take 2 off at 6791. And we're going to let the rest do its thing for the rest of the day. Actually, you know what? We're taking 3 off at 6791 and we're letting 1 run for the whole day. Because if this becomes well, this is electronic trading hours. If this truly does become, oh, we're not even on NinjaTrader. If this low right here truly becomes our higher low, this market will continue moving for the next 3 days from this area. Definitely up to 853, definitely up to 683. We're adding more on this pop, this lower high here internally. This is moving so well. Right up to 91 from here, right? We had our low volume. Our sellers tried to pick up here. Couldn't do it. Lower, higher low here. Take 4 off here. Getting our compression. Yes, sir. There we go. We're buying 3 more. Selling 5 at this level here. Oh, copy's off. Damn. Whatever. We still have 4 accounts. Okay, so 1 account's really getting the pop. What count is it? Okay, we're selling 5 here. Really want that pop to 9-1. Give me the pop to 9-1. Which account is this? There we go. There's the pop. Yes, sir. Selling 2. Selling. All right, we're closing this account right here. Selling 2 here on this account. Selling 3, matter of fact. Give us the push here. And give us the 9-1. Give us 9-1. Give us 9-1. Come on. Come on, give me 9-1. Give me 9-1 here. Give me 9-1. This candle right here. That's good enough for me. Selling. All right, we got 1 account running. Selling 3 there for that one. I think we have 1. Look at that. That's beautiful, boy. Beautiful execution. 1200 and growing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's been a long time, dude. Get me out. I'm enjoying my day. I take these trades every day. I don't need a crazy winner. Get me out. That was beautiful. Let's take a look at this. Oh my gosh. Hey, mama. Are you busy right now? Well, I wanted to walk you through, like, not walk you through, but if, oh my, like, can you hear, if I were to show my screen on the thing, could you hear what I'm saying? I am. I just turned my mic off. And I wanted you to see, like, no, but it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it's not off. Okay. All right. How did we just make 1,200 on every single account? Okay. $1,200, three trades on every single account. We traded the first short of the day from, let's go ahead and take a look at NinjaTrader right now. This is how the market moves. It looks like a lot of arrows, a lot of revenge trading. At this point here, we sold short very high up. We had a very good short opportunity with the low volume that we broke through. And I think this arrow is closer to here. It's just at the very top of the candle. Like, obviously didn't get the wick there. We loaded up about, I don't know, four contracts, 4 contracts here on the break below the 9 EMA. Now, I tried to show on TradingView, and if you go back, you can actually see it happen in live time at this point here. Let me backtrack. We are overly bullish on ES at this point. So how do we make money taking shorts? And we didn't fade our strategy. This right here is a humongous swing trade, okay? I'm closing my day at 1,200 because I don't need to put myself in that kind of risk. I take what I get and I'm out. Like, I'm doing, this is going to be my life. I do it every single day now. Win after win after win. We saw here with this high volume node that we've drawn from the 1 hour. I've already shown it 3 times in the stream, but we have a high volume node here that we broke above right here. As you can see at 777 right there. We broke above yesterday and continued higher. We played the long yesterday off of this, not expecting a crazy trend day. We still got it. I would imagine this day today makes its way all the way up to 6906. That's what I expect today. I should practice holding a micro all the way up there. From this point here, and matter of fact, I will hold 1 micro here. And our stop is going to be right below here. This is where the smartest money entered their trades here. So I'm fine with taking that. Let me go ahead and sell 1 here. Okay. What we were looking at was, if we were going to continue higher, rarely do we push up above a high breakout point like this and have 1 wick and continue higher and make our trend up and up and up and up. We were looking for some sort of not accumulation, but compression, retracement down to this area here. Now, what was the exact point that I was looking for and why I did not expect this to hold at this point right here? This low, I did not expect to hold. I wanted to get closer and make a higher low at this point. I assumed that this level would hold right here. Where, though, are we going to get in? We're not going to get in right here just because we think we're going to buy. So what we saw was, if you were to measure this area here and look for the volume that we got yesterday, and we put our fixed volume from here to here, and we noticed that we had a drop off of volume right here. Okay, and I know it's hard to see, but this line right here, I'm going to make it super big, is our drop off, our cliff of volume. Okay, when we have these things, we have this P-shaped volume, we tend to push into it once, push up, accumulate in this area here. We have our accumulation compression going down, making a downtrend, and we tap into it one more time. It happens on the lower time frames when you're trading 1 minute, and it happens on the higher time frames. We were looking for a higher low at this point. Somewhere in this area, we could dip down into this high volume node again that I mentioned. What was the key to our trades long this morning? Was this anchored VWAP here and our key to our shorts. So we understand that when we open up at this area here, all right, we opened up right here, and I'll go ahead and remove this volume here. We do not expect us to open up and immediately push higher. So we had volume develop up here, and it's not showing. I already looked, it doesn't show on the fixed volume in market replay, but in live time, and I'll get a recording of it, we had a little tiny volume node that if we were going to be mega uber bullish at this point, we were going to hold that and continue higher for the day. Now, I would have been weary. I even said it. I don't like the fact that we're pushing up here. We need to have a higher low and pull down just a little bit more of a retracement. So if we take ourselves over to NinjaTrader, you can see here in this area here, we had the low volume node up at this area that we broke below. Once we broke below it, before this candle closed, I was positioning myself short with my stop above that low volume node, okay? When we broke below the 9 EMA, this now becomes my protected high. This now becomes my protected high, and we are targeting this area here, 772, which is that low volume node, okay? As well as the anchored VWAP from regular trading hours, okay? We were not using electronic trading hours. So if I take you back to the 30-minute chart here, and what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go to NQ. No, I'm going to go to actual ES, so the chart's a little more clean, and we're going to look at regular trading hours. We're going to look at electronic trading hours first. And from this right here, this reversal zone, we can mark the beginning of our uptrend, okay? We come close to it. Is this what I was looking at? Electronic trading hours from this area, this close here. I don't think it was. Okay. Right. So if we look at regular electronic trading hours, this right here, we haven't gotten to that anchored VWAP yet, right? We haven't gotten to it. We use regular trading hours, and you can clearly see at this point here, from this down close candle, we come perfectly to that anchored VWAP. Okay, so we were targeting that from the opening down at about 772-ish. 772 was where it was. Now that we're pushing up, the anchored VWAP has been rising. We were targeting 772. We position ourselves understanding that we are on the right side at this moment. Sellers are stepping in. We're adding and adding and adding, getting that first push down. We also had a low volume node when we were pushing down, and all of this is in the recording, but when we started pushing above that, we're scaling out as we're getting the push lower, understanding we can have some sort of retracement till this low here. We had a low volume node up here, sellers picked up, and we eventually broke through. I'm sitting out, even though I think this high is protected, and we got a big volume candle up. And while this happened, I was sitting there saying, I don't trust that. We need to go lower more and have more compression before our movement up. What we did was we looked at the tick chart, and we used a lot today. We used a lot to take these trades. If you look at the tick chart right here, you can notice that we had high. We pushed up from this high, respected it, continued higher, broke below it, and held it. And we were looking for a retracement to hold at this area here. This was our new stop loss, not up here, and this was at about 6.811. So with 6.811 is up here, our stop loss is here. We have this retracement. We got positioned at the break of the 9 EMA. We were not short in this area. The break of the 9 EMA, we have sellers pick up, and at this point here, we had a low volume node, that we could expect buyers to step in at if we were going to go higher, but nowhere in here am I seeing a higher low. I'm not seeing a higher low on the higher time frame, okay, which is the 1 hour. We didn't have a higher low yet, and we continue to push lower. I hold now until 772, and I exit close to 772. What happens at 772 was that low volume node. Now that we've dipped into it, we can expect buyers to step in. We got long at this area here with a little bit of size, understanding that we could have, some accumulation or a higher low. We push lower. We close the trade at this point here. We make a double low, and we push up, break 9 EMA once again, and I am hammering longs to VWAP. What happens here? I close most of my trade at this high here because it's not a protected high. We get our compression here. We have our higher lows at this point. We compress, and we continue pushing higher up until New York VWAP. Okay, I close all of my positions there at New York VWAP because we could be done for the day at that point and continue to chop around and be balanced. However, just like on the higher time frame, if you take a look at MES at the point right now, okay, the same way that we have our compression with our higher low is the same thing that we're looking at this point here, where this will stay protected. And we could have a pullback down to here, but this low will be protected the whole way if we are going to continue bullish from this anchored VWAP, from this low volume node, okay? So we could have a trend day, and I think it would last for 2 or 3 days. And I'll position myself today to get that first trend day of the move. But we had 3 trades. We had the short here, and we scaled into it as price pushed in our favor. We had the short up here, understanding we've already had a lot of profit taking. We don't want to risk too much of the account. Only sizing in twice here. I think it was like 4 micros. Taking it down to this area here. Yeah, 4 micros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buying back when we understand that this is a good profit taking level and a huge higher time frame reversal area. Double bottom, we scale in heavy on the double bottom on the break above the 9 EMA, get out some here at the highs. We get our compression with our bodies that are equal, and we scale in heavy once again, taking that scalp up to New York VWAP. I mean, we didn't over risk at all. I think the max risk we had on the day was $200, and we are sitting at $1,200 for every single account right now. And here goes the expansion right now with this candle. I would expect today to be a crazy day. Another reason why we hammered longs, if you look at the ad at this point here, we were short while this occurred right here. I'll move this over a little bit. Everything tied in today. We used every piece of tool we had. We opened up on the ad. Here, lower, we broke these lows. We're short until proven otherwise. We get our news candle, but we don't break this high. So we're continuing to hold short, and then we are short until this gets broken here at a crazy reversal level, and we are long until then. Never, ever during the day were we on the wrong side of the market. Never. We were never on the wrong side. I mean, oh man. And I know I just went by fast explaining all of that, but that's how the market moves. And as a day trader, you can catch these every single day. All right, so that's all I have to say. Now I gotta go to work for 8 hours. So Great day in the market today. Staying balanced, staying level-headed. We'll let this bad boy run. Right now we're risking about 120 with 1 micro. Understanding when we were on the right side of the market, we're adding into our position, capitalizing on our gains. So, just seeing it, even at the point here, knowing that we're at anchored VWAP, knowing we're at a low volume level, understanding how much the price is in our favor here with the fake out above the 9 EMA, making a higher low, breaking above 9 EMA once again, hammering, hammering, hammering. This is a protected high, getting out of most of the position there, covering ourselves because we could just chop around, but we will sweep that high first. Buyers stepped up in this low volume area, breaking that high, accumulating their positions. We're hammering, hammering, hammering again to anchored VWAP. We're just getting those trades to that level that we know are way, way, way more probable than not than reaching, hammering it to then taking out literally most of all of our position, if not closing the position, and then reviewing from there, allowing pullbacks to happen, and then things like this, understanding that structure is so far on our side right now, higher time frame, everything together. This right here is not greed, letting a micro run. What it is just practicing, because one day in the future I want to be able to hold 5 micros for the entire day and catch the trend day. So with that being said, don't you ever give up when they tell you to. Don't ever give up, boy. All right, that's it for me today. Seriously. All right.